My project is on Blaise Pascal. Blaise Pascal was a mathematician, a physicist, an inventor, a writer, and a Christian philosopher. He was born on June 19, 1623, in Clermont-Ferrand, Auvergne, France. His parents were Antoinette Bijon and Etienne Pascal. He also had two sisters. He died on August 19, 1662, and he only lived to be 39 years of age. Pascal was a child prodigy, and he taught himself geometry, and he even made his own vocabulary. By the age of 14, he had mastered Euclid's Elements, a mathematical and geometric treatise consisting of 13 books written by the ancient Greek mathematician Euclid. These books were a collection of definitions, postulates, propositions, and mathematical proofs of propositions. The 13 books also covered Euclidean geometry and the ancient Greek version of elementary number theory. It also included an algebraic system known as geometric algebra. Pascal wrote an essay on conic sections when he was 17. He did not invent, but worked on the arithmetic triangle, which some may call Pascal's triangle. With the help of Pierre de Fermat, he developed a grid to show the probability of throwing two dice. He also wrote a book which was a preface called Of the Geometrical Spirit, but this work was not published until over a century after his death. The Arithmetique, or the Pascalian. Blaise Pascal invented his own mathematical calculator, which calculated integers and was called the Pascalian. One of his main reasons for inventing and creating it was to help his father, since he worked as a tax commissioner. Pascal went through 50 prototypes before presenting his first machine to the public. This mechanical calculator could add and subtract two numbers directly and multiply and divide by repetition. This device could handle numbers up to 999,999. This device used a series of tooth wheels which were turned by hand. Pascal's triangle. Here's one example of how Blaise Pascal's triangle contains patterns. As you can see, the numbers add up to the corresponding numbers right below them. Another example is how the Fibonacci sequence also lies within this arithmetic triangle. This is a sequence of numbers in which each number equals the sum of the two preceding numbers. This sequence is represented by the red numbers going down the triangle. This triangle can also represent where the nth row lists the successive coefficients in the binomial expansion of x plus y to the nth power. Also, this Fibonacci sequence is found all over nature. Here are some examples of this sequence in nature. As you can see, this plant has a lot of leaves, and when each leaf is looked at in rows, they match up to the sequence. They start with one from the bottom and follow the sequence as they are counted in rows upwards. Also, here's another example of a shell, the way the chambers are formed. The chambers in a shell start with 1, 1, 2, 3, and so on, following the sequence as well. This sequence can also be found in different flowers and the number of petals they have. Almost all of the time, they will either have 1, 2, 3, 5, or 8, and etc. Pascal is a physicist. He studied hydrodynamics and hydrostatics fields, which were centered on the principles of hydraulic fluids. His inventions included the hydraulic press and the syringe, but not the hypodermic syringe. He proved that hydrostatic pressure depends not on the weight of the fluid, but on the elevation difference. He demonstrated this principle by attaching a thin tube to a barrel full of water and filling the tube with water up to the level of the third floor. This became known as Pascal's barrel experiment. Blaise Pascal contributed to mathematics during his era throughout his lifetime. He also contributed to philosophical writings and ideological principles within all the fields he studied. He accomplished many things in his life, even if he lived to be so young. Today, computer language, history in Paris, and the SI unit of pressure are named after him, and he is still recognized for many of his contributions.